It's time for wrestling news with Uncle Peter and Bo. Has anyone seen my dignity?
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
Wrestling News, episode 35, Lamps of Lemon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome back to another edition of Comic Book Man's Video Outhouse. This time, dealing with the comings and goings of the WWE. I am, as I always am, your humble host, Uncle Peter, and because we're doing what we're doing with who we're doing it with, I bring in always the informative...
Bo, how you doing, kid?
That's him,
That
Bo,
sounded like an
man with
insult
the
to me.
answers. And we're coming to you today, as we always do, from Alternate Reality Incorporated, that comic book Shangri-La, next to the corner of 111th and Kedzie, in the picturesque section of Chicago known as Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality Incorporated, where, just as the sign says, all new comic books at 15% off. Why does he do it? He's nuts. Maybe he's angling for a job at the WWE, because I hear there might be one available in talent relations.
Well, no.
You all suck! You don't think so?
No. Jim Ross's contract, basically Jim Ross signed a contract extension, which does not involve him doing television anymore. So he's in charge of making sure everybody gets paid.
Well, that's a good thing.
And talent relations, which means they're actually out recruiting college athletes who said, I'd like to be a wrestler someday.
Hey. That's cool.
And TNA, by the way, is pushing really hard to get him to do it.
Well, of course they are, because he's very good at what he does.
Yeah, and so it's a matter of time before he starts doing TV somewhere.
Maybe they can move him into sales, because I hear the WWE is having a problem with their pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, the WrestleMania pay-per-view number came in worldwide 885,000. That's extremely low.
Worldwide, that's not good.
That's not what you usually expect. And so basically, even though Vince doesn't want to admit this, when you do a WWE pay-per-view the day after you do a UFC pay-per-view,
you're going to lose. Yeah,
kicks your ass.
Yes, because
so maybe you should start reconsidering your dates, since the UFC tends to let their dates out in advance.
Only a finite amount of money there, Vincenzo, and if the UFC's eating up most of it, there's not going to be a lot left for you. What you could do, as I try and swallow here, bring in some of the old guard, people who have familiar faces, people who know and don't trust, in this case, Ted DiBiase.
So about Junior, son.
Junior?
Junior.
Oh, Ted, see, it doesn't say Junior.
Well,
it says Ted DiBiase.
That whole segue shot to hell.
Ted's a little chunky. He's a little
You
chunky.
see what I'm working with?
Ted's a little chunky to be wrestling
Welcome to my
full-time.
world.
So the deal is that Ted DiBiase,
Junior,
since they sent Cody Rhodes over to SmackDown, he's going to form a new stable called the Fortunate Son.
The Fortunate Son. That sounds sad.
Now, the plan was going to be for him to be with his brother Brett and Joe Henning.
What are they coming out, the Creedence Clearwater revival?
Well, they could. But he actually mentioned it on Raw, and he basically gave you a precursor to that. But Joe Henning's going to come up. Now, the problem with all this, they had this really, really nice plan.
Yes.
And then this week, Brett hurt himself, and he won't be able to wrestle for a while. So they may either delay it, or they may just basically make it Ted Jr.
The best laid
Henning.
plans being shot to hell based on your injuries.
I mean, they could bring up Ricky Steamboat's kid, but he hasn't been wrestling there long enough in the Florida.
Besides, Steamboats don't make good heels. I don't care who they are. You mentioned injuries. Somebody else got hurt. Ezekiel Jackson, he's got an owie.
Yeah, the big plan with him, he left ECW to go to SmackDown.
Right.
He was going to be a big part of SmackDown.
Right.
He tore a quad muscle. He's out 3 to 6 months.
That sucks.
And, he's one of the guys you're going to build SmackDown around after the draft. And
you tear your quad. It's,
bad luck.
Well, in other bad you could call it bad luck. You could just call this weird. I'm going to take a shot at this. Xavier Pegumbari.
That's it.
Did I get it right?
Yeah,
I got it right. I got it right, but he got it wrong. What did he do, Bo?
The 22-year-old native of Brooklyn, New York, basically he called the WWE headquarters this week over 20 times. He made threats to blow up their offices. He also said he would visit the building with a machete and a machine gun to kill everyone because...
Why?
The WWE let Mickie James go.
Huh? Mickey. Now, look, I understand you being a fan of Mickie James, but threatening terrorism?
Well, the problem with this is the fact that this kid's not real tight. He'd already been arrested in New York. He already had a court record for being a little bit disturbed. And what's really fun about this is that when he went to court and he was in front of the judge, and the judge told him what he couldn't do for a while, one of the things he told him he couldn't do was watch wrestling, and he said, You mean I can't watch
I
wrestling?
can't watch
I
wrestling.
can't watch wrestling anymore?
Now that's a
I
fan.
can't go to shows?
That's just the type of fan
That's not
Vince
fair.
McMahon wants to know he
That's
can
just not
rely
fair.
on. Oh, boy.
That's not fair!
Well,
He does know he can still get pictures of her on the internet, doesn't he?
they have them there?
She's not well.
Go away. Sick bastard. Anyway.
Well, actually,
wait.
We got stuff with Mickey James related.
Okay, quickly.
She's thinking about going to TNA,
Okay.
and she may be signing with them in about 35 days.
All right, well, good luck, Mickey. We hope to see you around. And maybe Mr. Pagambari will be told he can't watch TNA anymore either. Anyway, on that note, we've hit silliness factor. So this is going to do it for us. I'm Uncle Peter.
This is Bo.
That's Bo. And for this and everything else this man's brain can come up with as far as comic book news, movie reviews, this stuff, you go to our stop on the information superhighway, and that little girl, Sarah, she's going to tell you where it is, and she's standing right over there.
Seriously, guys, it's www.myalternatereality.com. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, that was her. I told you it was her. Anyway, just go to where she tells you to go. You'll see this and many, many other things. So until we meet again, this is us. We're here. You're there. See ya!
Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.